Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in. There we go, there we go, there we go. Shout out to Dolphin, who's recommended this via Lip Patreon. He said, bro, you've done a bit of Seaweed, you need to get onto some more Seaweed. And you know what? Where's my plug? Where's my plug? Where's my plug? Where's my plug? So we're listening to more Seaweed. I don't know where this comes in the Seaweed discography, but it's entitled Spanaway. We got 13 tracks on here. Let me have a look if they're all... Yep, all music. Some relatively short, 0.55 seconds for Punchy the Clown. Peppy's Bingo, last track, 1 minute 10. And you know what? We're just going to jump straight in. So, without further ado, this first one's entitled Drug Free Zone. We might have advertisements because I've let this sit for a moment, but I really like the album cover for this. I think it's pretty cool, eh? Yeah, there we go. What did I say, people? Just give us one moment, alright? I'm not even hating tonight, people. This sounds really ahead of its time, don't you think? This sounded like a lot of bands. This was released in '95, Hollywood Records. It sounds like a lot of bands I was aware of, especially over here in the UK, that blew up doing this whole sort of grungy, borderline hardcore thing. Lots of stage dives, a lot of incorporation within the hardcore scene. You know, arguably pop punk. That was like early 2010s, like 2010 to 2012, 2014, you know, onwards and onwards. It's that bend there on the guitar which is so significant. It really brings me to a particular sound of, you know, pop punk, but erring a little more so onto the hardcore side, a little more onto the grunge side as opposed to like the pop side, you know, the more polished side. Not a bad first song of the record. High energy. Rock music. I know there's going to be some better tunes on this record though. I don't think they've started with their best. But like I said, I feel like that sound is way ahead of its time for the 90s. Then again, I'm not the biggest pop punk head, and I don't know, you can call it grunge music, but this has a crazy crossover to like the hardcore adjacent pop punk music we hear nowadays. Let's keep on moving. We got Crush Us All coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Seaweed. Spanaway is the record. Crush Us All is track number 2 of 13. Let's go. Come on. Great use of 2 guitars. They're panned really well produced.
Clear vision of what you say is you lost yourself in the deadlock which you raise. Recognition of hands in bed, mouths in blood. Clear vision of first and back cuts me off and leaves me dead on the way. Keeping busy but constant skies, dark with flies. Fear of bombs erased. Give me right back and get back to promise eyes. Give me right back and get back to promise eyes. Never saw the hell, crush us all. Still lost in the break. This season you raise your gun and knock out one. Frame that half your blade, 6 sleazy and wasted ton. You're undone. No cover the hills you dwell. You know black hell in the window in your face. God's engine is cold inside, driving bad, darken it down. Get out of my way. You see the rouse. Glass over morning till you see that. Just like the old days, the woods of town.
Producer Adam Casper, Andy Wallace in the mix, John Atkins, Clint Werner, Aaron Stauffer and Wade Neal. Universal Music Group, UMG. Great build-up. That was very catchy. The riff Boom ba da la dum ba ba la dum bam. Ba da ba la dum da da la dum da. That was really good. That was Crush's All. I preferred that one to the first one. A little bit more slow, a little more of a two bomb as opposed to like a driving punk sort of rhythm or tempo, should I say? That was good when it came in. When all the guitars and whatnot came in at the bridge, just goes to show you how much low end and how much emphasis that additional instrumentation sort of had in the mix. Really well produced, in my personal opinion. Let's keep going. We've got Start With coming up next, yeah? There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Spanaway by Seaweed. This one's entitled Start With, alright? What more can I say? It's track 3 of 13. It goes out to Dolphin, who recommended this via the Patreon. Let's go.
It's unlaughable now, no, it's not okay. You knew you were screwing us both over anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
I wish I could laugh, but my laugh's tapped out. 'Cause I sat alone as you worshipped your wallet, setting up goals or whatever you call it. Start with another person you can juggle. Start
When he kicks in with that vocal, that's like what title fight, that's like what basement, that's like all of these bands that just resurge this sound.
goals or whatever you call it. Start with
That's so fucking pop punk, man.
another person you can juggle. Start with another second for your show. Hanging over my head, it's my only home. Motivated by cash, but I'll tell you, you're not alone. Just down your streets, your first cafe. They got the cash and I look what it's bought them. You wear it ass, but the soul's so right. And start with another person you can juggle. Start with another second for your show. A one-way trip wherever we go. Together, whatever, I'm not your compass. And they'll think you'll never know. Recover your losses and let go. Just a few square feet in a block of shame. And the way that you act, I'm not guessing you'll remain. So I'll leave you the key and it's all been done. This town was bought for a handful of trinkets. Look at it now, the best that you think at. Start with another person you can juggle. Start with another second for your show. Just you alright. I got you close to your shadow. You alright. Now it's all about forget that you know me. A one-way trip wherever we go. Together, whatever, I'm not your compass.
Little bass fill there, you hear that? Little twiddle. Legato.
And I still think you'll never know.
That was a great tune. That was the best one so far. Purely for that little chorus section. Start away. When he really kicks it up a little notch, you know what I mean? On the vocal, adds a little bit of grit to it. Yeah, that was a good tune. That was the best one so far. This has been a really good record so far. This has been a great sound. I've really appreciated that. So thank you very much for the recommendation, man. This has been really good. Let's keep going. Common Mistake coming next. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Seaweed. Spanaway is the record. This is track 4 of 13 entitled Common Mistake. Let's jump in. This is the least viewed song so far. By quite a lot. Common Mistake. Nice. Little bit more attitude to that one. I don't know why that only had 9.9k views comparative to like the surplus like over 60k views for the rest of them. That was a good tune. That was a good tune. Like I said, a little more grit to that, a little more aggression to the riffing and to the attack on them strings there. Not a bad tune at all. This has been a really good record. Magic Mountain Man coming up next, alright? 24k views on this next one. Let's keep moving. Yes, now bless now. Don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Seaweed tonight. Spanaway is the record, as devoted by Dolphin. As devoted to Dolphins, should I say, via the old Patreon, alright? Magic Mountain Man is track number 5 of 13. Let's jump in.
But it's a lost connection.
Da-da-da. Structurally, these dudes could write a real good song, you know? Section by section, so good. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Let's go. These guys are so tight, man. Da da da. I was enjoying some of the rhythms to the guitars in that one, because they were coming and in and out and stopping and starting, and yet the drummer just kept composed. And then when the section changed, they just boom, emphasized, just switched it up into the next section all together as one, even though they were cooperating in such a not an uncoordinated manner, but you know, so carefree in some of the verse section, and it's so tight. I like the mute, like the complete mutes as well. Da-dan, da-dan. Really good. This band's fantastic. This band is incredibly consistent in their sound, you know. They're not switching up what they are, and I feel like this band is really ahead of their time. For the time this record was put out at the very least. We got Saturday Nitrous coming up next. Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, listening to Spanaway by Seaweed. This one's entitled Saturday Nitrous. It's track number 6 of 13. Let's go.
Maybe you were watching. The sun was setting right before your eyes. Diving under golden skies. Still sharing blossoms clouding my sight. Take your breath in cleansing. The nectar sweet and sticky. There's a place we're taking on a camel's back. You're right.
better, the better. That was the worst track on the record so far. That let the record down. That was filler to me. I feel like this section. Oh, it wasn't. I was praising this band on the last song for how well they sort of connected the sections and sort of had impact with each and every section change. That wasn't the one for me when they went into that bridge section. I don't think that was that good. We got Undeniable Hate coming up next, which is track number 7. I'll see you on that one, people. Let's keep going. Yes, now bless. Now don't forget the rest. Now there's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're continuing on our journey through the album Spanaway by Seaweed. This one's entitled Undeniable Hate. Alright, a little bit of an edgy title to this one. Let's jump in. Good tune. Some good riffs. Good use of dual guitars. I think this band utilises 2 guitars very well. They don't go out of their way to showcase the fact they've got 2 guitars with them being too crazy, like, in their own realms. The guitars always work. The chords always overlap well. Generally speaking, you'll have one guitar playing higher register chords over the other guitar playing the lower register chords, and it always works well. It comes together and creates a big full sound. Drummer was nice there on the, what would you call it, on the rim shots. Bada bing, bada bing. That was a good tune. Was it the best tune? Not necessarily, but this album keeps it fresh, you know. It's not like we're hearing the same thing over and over and over again. And once again, I will say it's ahead of its time. I think it's a good record. We got Defender coming up next, track number 8. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, listening to Spanaway by Seaweed. This is track 8 of 13. It's entitled Defender. Let's jump in. Devoted to Dolphin, who recommended this via the Patreon. What a good shout. Let's keep it going. Keep it going.
Like in a time lost in the airport.
Sounds like good Charlotte.
Bright up the lights, crazy designs. X-ray machine checks for the hijacks. Sees right through me. Don't make a joke, security lines. We're all waiting for hours and hours. Hours and hours. Hours and hours. Wake with the stars, sparks from the lantern. Night comes easy. Go back to sleep alone for the ride. Rolled in a ball, no one can see me. Beneath the platform, darkly place for someone to hide. We're all waiting for hours and hours. Hours and hours. Hours and hours. Let me get again. Change in time. From the moment. Caught in time. Sun won't rise. If I can see that. Sun won't rise. Now you're standing. Lazy clouds. Splendor morning. Absent sound.
Pretty hardcore, this sound. The drum and bass bridge section,
Time lost
the dance section, the dance floor filler.
Buckle your seat, get ready to fly.
Is it good Charlotte I'm thinking of that it sounds like?
Airport, all confusing. Buckle your seat, get ready to fly. Hours and hours.
I mean, that tom bit instrumentally could have been a Dead Kennedys number one. Why wasn't this one called Hours and Hours? That one should have been called Hours and Hours. That one should not have been called Defender whatsoever. Nice to have a little brief 2 minutes 40 shindig though. That was a little shin shaker. Lot of messing around on the tom drums there. I'm not complaining. It sounded good to me. I like a bass break. I like when we keep it moving. The drum keeps the energy going, and then the bass line, bomb, 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 bomb. Like in a punk rock setting, that's like, you know what I mean, the key to the city. Really, it's really valuable stuff. We got Assistant to the Manager coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Seaweed's Spanaway record. This one's entitled Assistant to the Manager. Let's go.
Please excuse me. Could you
Let's go. Feels like we're building all this tension. Are we gonna have it resolve? Come on. One, two, three, four. I've never heard of Hollywood Records. Well. Just two choruses. Unless they double up this last one. Which would make sense. That was a good tune, that. It was an interesting one. We had an interesting A and B sort of structure. I mean, there was a bit more depth to the structure than that. But we had this elongated verse establishing its tension with the snare roll. And then we had this big booming chorus, which we had twice over. I would have doubled it there at the end, or accentuated it, modulated it at the end, or something like that. You know what I mean? To bang that third chorus in. You can't go wrong with three choruses. Three choruses always better than two, in my personal opinion. But here we go. It wasn't a bad tune. It wasn't one of the best ones. We've got Punchy the Clown, which only sits at 55 seconds. So I'll see you on the flip side. We're going to flow that in with not saying anything. We'll listen to them both at once. All right. See you there. Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget to rest now. Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Spanaway by Seaweed. This is track 10 of 13, but we'll also listen to track 11, considering Punchy the Clown is only 54 seconds long. Is it an interlude, instrumental? We're going to find out. Let's jump in. We're listening to the whole record, of course we are. Some metal here. Bro, that noise, I thought it was something in my apartment then. I thought there was an alarm or something. Sometimes it does make you wonder why these are a thing. Maybe during the writing process they wrote an intro to Not Saying Anything, which is the track we're going to listen to now, and they sort of came to the agreement of making it a track by itself. Or maybe they were just jamming in the studio and decided to put a little thing together. I don't know. But this one's Not Saying Anything. Let's jump in. Longest one on the record, I think. Longest track on the record at 4 minutes 4 seconds. Come on. Boom. 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 Come on. Nice. Pop punk this. Let's go. Best one on the record, this. This has to be the best on the record. Let's go. Better, better, ba 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 better, ba ba. I like how clear and organic the toms sound on the recording. I love it when they don't like tighten everything up too much with the studio magic. I do, especially when it comes to the drum kit. I like to hear an organic drum kit like I'm in the room there with them. Cool guitar work here. I think we lost a little bit of steam as we got to the second half, but from the get-go, that to me was the best song on the record. I really liked that one. I like the energy. I like the relative simplicity to the guitar work there on that riff, but there was a cool little guitar riff that did come in. You know, I like the toms. I do like the toms on this record. And that was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. I like this band when it comes with the like pop punk attitude and energy and tempo. I think it really suits the band. That was really good. Let's finish this record off with Last Humans and Pepe's Bingo. Okay, I'll see you there. There's Rocksteady. Breaking news. Spanaway, we're listening to Seaweed. Alright, we're going to finish this record off. We've got Last Humans, and then a 1 minute 9 second song called Pepe's Bingo comes on afterwards, which I assume is an outro of sorts. I want to give my last shout out. Well, it won't be my last because I've got one last video after this where I'll give my final overview. But thank you to Dolphin who recommended this. He said, you listen to one Seaweed, you need to listen to the second Seaweed. And here we are. We've had Spanaway on. He's recommended it on the Patreon, and I appreciate him ever so much for doing so. I've enjoyed this listen through, but it could all get ruined here. Let's find out. Last Humans. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da-da-da-da. Good drum fills there, eh? Cool lead guitars. Nice. Sounds like there's a breakdown coming up. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Fantastic lead. Plenty of kick drum in that one, eh? So that one only had 7.3k views, which in comparison to some of them isn't much at all. I'm surprised. I thought that was a fantastic tune. Some of the best lead guitars on that one, I would say. Melodically, most definite. Great energy. I love it when they play at that tempo. I think that's their best sound. And that was a great track. Let's finish this off. We've got Pepe's Bingo coming on just after this. We'll flow it into it because it's a brief one. It might be an outro of sorts at 1 minute 9 seconds.
Is there something about your mornings that's not...
Is there something about your mornings? Let's go. Little outro of sorts. Finish the record off. bum, 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 bum. Little fade out as well here, eh? Feels like it's slowly fading out. Dun, 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 dun. Right, that was Seaweed Spanaway. Bit of a pointless outro, to be honest with you. I've got a love-hate relationships with little bits like that at the end of the record. Unnecessary, really. So, let's do one last video. I'll give you my final overview of this record, and I'll rate it out of 10 for you, alright? I'll see you there. Yo, what's good? There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV. We just finished our listen through to Seaweed. What album it was, I have no idea. I don't know where it came in the discography, but it was Spanaway. Good record. Good record, let me start by saying that. It was recommended on the Patreon by my good friend Delphin, so thank you very much for that. I actually googled how to pronounce your name, and I still didn't come up with too much information, so I apologise in advance if it's incorrect, but I do my best, alright? We've been mates for a good time now. We always engaging and communicating on some fantastic bands and giving some great tidbits and some historical contexts and some relevant information as far as bands are concerned. And bro, I wish I had a brain like this guy, to be honest with you, because I think he knows a couple things more than I do about half of these bands. So 13 tracks we had on this record. Firstly, let me just say I liked the album artwork. I normally don't comment on the artwork. I like the artwork of this record. I liked it more than that 4 record. I thought that artwork wasn't great. This artwork, really, really a lot better. That being said, the music is still as good, because 4 was enjoyable. This was enjoyable. Great production. Put out in 95. In my personal opinion, it seemed as if this sound was ahead of its time. I heard the same sound, the same production, the same riffs, the same approach to the music as what I have done in some of the bigger bands of my time, as far as like the alternate community is concerned, at the very least. I'm not very big and involved in the whole grunge / pop punk side of, you know, it's hardcore punk adjacent. It's hardcore punk adjacent. Some may argue emo in a sense as well. But this band seems to tick off all of the boxes of the bands that blow up in that scene, given they have a sound like this. But with these guys being before their time and ahead of their time, I don't think they're acknowledged anywhere near as well as they could be. Because before this band was recommended on the channel a bit back, I had never come across Seaweed before. And I don't know why. I do not know why. I don't know why people are representing the merch at events I go to and stuff. You get good indie cred, to be honest with you, wearing this gear. With that being said, 13 tracks. 2 of them were filler. One of them being at 55 seconds, one of them being at like 1 minute 10. So, you know, call it 11 tracks. Didn't outstay its welcome. It was good. Probably sum it up in 9 tracks. There was one tune, I don't know what tune it was. There was one tune in particular I thought was the worst. I spoke on that when I heard it. It wasn't a bad track, but in comparison to some of the others, this band's better when it's just like driving forward as opposed to being jittery and sort of tumbling here, there and everywhere. You just want to hear just straightforward clarity and riff, and then just get to the end of the track. A couple of good chorus sections, couple of good riffs. These dudes can structure a song, I can tell you that. These dudes are nice on the guitar, I can tell you that, because they don't show off, yet when they do sort of go off in their own direction and harmonise and do this, that and the third, it's pristine, it's fantastic, it's everything you need it to be. Create a great wall of sound through what they do, through the guitar amps and whatnot. The drum kits, very organic sounding. The toms in particular sounded pretty cool on this record, I must say. A couple of cool bridge sections where they die it down a little bit and you just hear the drummer doing his thing, maybe a drum and bass section to a certain extent. We definitely heard one of them in there, and it sounded really good. The bridge sections were really good, apart from one which sounded a bit disjointed, but you'll see that if you haven't already watched the track by track listen through. I don't know what I rated for, so I'm going to refresh myself and approach this with a whole new set of ears. I'm not going to judge this relative to what I did the other Seaweed record, because I can't remember what rating I gave it, but this listen through, I'll give this a 7.5 out of 10. And that's really good on this channel. 8 would be a fantastic record for me, because, you know, come on, I'm autistic as hell when it comes to this music review game, and nothing's perfect, so the most you're going to get is a 9, really. And if you get a 9, you're going to have something that touches me to my soul. 10 out of 10 all the way through the record. Oddly enough, to the contrary, right? So, it was a good record. I enjoyed it a lot. This band was better when they were playing faster, as opposed to when they're playing mid-tempo. This is a pop-punk band. This band has to play with that pop-punk energy, in that pop-punk space, for me to be the optimal sort of Seaweed. That's what I think. And on that note, people, I'm signing out. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.